There is a tax year that closed permanently for refund claims on the 5th of April 2026. If you overpaid income tax in the 2021 to 2022 tax year through a wrong tax code, an emergency tax deduction, a pension withdrawal that was taxed too heavily, or any other reason, and you have not yet submitted a claim to HMRC, that money is gone. The 4-year window closed. HMRC will not process a refund request for that year now, regardless of how much you overpaid or how clearly you can demonstrate it. My name is Frank. Welcome back to HMRC Update. And the reason I am opening with that is not to alarm you unnecessarily. It is because there is another year with a deadline approaching, and the people most likely to miss it are the people who did not know the 2021 to 2022 window was closing either. Today, I want to walk through exactly who is owed money by HMRC right now, why most of them have no idea they are owed it, what the deadlines are for every open tax year, how to make a claim correctly without handing 30% of your refund to a claims company, and the specific situations in 2026 where overpayments are happening right now, actively, on current payslips that people are not noticing. If you are not subscribed to HMRC Update, please do that now and hit the bell. The refund deadlines I am covering today close on fixed dates, regardless of whether you knew about them. The people watching this channel find out in time. Subscribe. Let us get into it. During the 2023 to 2024 tax year, over £821 million in overpaid income tax remained unclaimed by UK taxpayers. That figure is sitting in government accounts. It does not attract interest. It does not get returned automatically after a set period. It simply sits there, unclaimed, while the people who overpaid carry on without it, not because they do not want it back, but because nobody told them it existed or showed them where to look. The overpayments happen for specific, identifiable reasons, and understanding those
reasons is the first step to knowing whether you are one of the people owed money. The most common cause is a wrong tax code. Your tax code is the number and letter that appears on your payslip, most commonly 1257L for the 2026 to 2027 tax year, which tells your employer how much of your pay to leave untaxed before applying income tax. If the code on your payslip has a prefix before the number, if it starts with something other than the standard format, that indicates an adjustment has been made. Sometimes those adjustments are correct. Sometimes they reflect income HMRC estimated that was higher than what you actually received. Sometimes they carry forward an old debt that has already been repaid. Sometimes they include a benefit in kind from a previous employer that no longer applies. And sometimes, more commonly than HMRC would like to acknowledge, they are simply wrong. During the 2023 to 2024 tax year, HMRC repaid over £4.2 billion in overpaid income tax to individuals across the UK. That £4.2 billion represents the refunds that were successfully claimed. The £821 million figure represents the ones that were not. Between those two numbers is the picture of what the system looks like when people do not know to check. The second most common cause is emergency tax. When you start a new job without a P45 from your previous employer, or when you make your first withdrawal from a pension, HMRC does not know your full annual income at that point, so they apply an emergency tax code, typically month 1 basis, which taxes the payment as if you will receive that same amount every month for the full tax year. On a pension withdrawal of £10,000 in a single month, the emergency code can result in income tax being deducted as if your annual income were £120,000. The actual tax owed on a £10,000 withdrawal may be a fraction of that, or nothing at all if it falls within your personal allowance. HMRC processed 13,652 pension refund forms in just 3 months of 2025.
And that is just pensions, not all categories of overpayment. If you have made a pension withdrawal in the last 4 years and did not subsequently receive a refund from HMRC, it is worth checking whether emergency tax was applied and whether you are owed money back. The claim form for pension tax refunds is either a P55 if you have taken a partial withdrawal and are not taking regular payments, a P53Z if you have emptied a small pension pot and are not taking any further payments, or a P50Z if you have emptied your pension and stopped working. Each form is available at gov.uk and is submitted directly to HMRC without involving a third party. Drop a comment below if you have made a pension withdrawal and did not know emergency tax could have been applied. I want to understand how many people watching this channel are sitting on a refund from that specific situation. Back to the deadlines, because this is the critical piece. HMRC allows taxpayers to claim refunds for overpaid income tax within 4 years from the end of the relevant tax year. Once the 4-year window closes, HMRC generally considers that tax year finalized, and refund claims are no longer accepted. Here is what that means in practice for every tax year that is currently open for refund claims right now. The 2022 to 2023 tax year ended on the 5th of April 2023. The deadline to claim any refund for that year is the 5th of April 2027. The 2023 to 2024 tax year ended on the 5th of April 2024. The deadline to claim any refund for that year is the 5th of April 2028. The 2024 to 2025 tax year ended on the 5th of April 2025. The deadline to claim any refund for that year is the 5th of April 2029. The 2022 to 2023 deadline is the one I want you to focus on right now. The 5th of April 2027 is 9 months away. That sounds comfortable. It is not, because the people most likely to have overpaid in that year are also the people most likely to delay checking until the window is already closing.
Pattern from 2021 to 2022, the year that just closed, shows that a very large volume of claims arrive in the final months before a deadline, and some of those claims arrive just after it. After the deadline, HMRC does not process them. There is no grace period. The date is the date. The only exception confirmed by HMRC is their extra statutory concession B41, a provision under which HMRC may agree to issue refunds for years outside the standard 4-year window in cases where the overpayment arose from an official error by HMRC themselves. This is not a standard route, and it requires specific evidence that HMRC's own mistake, rather than any error or omission by the taxpayer, caused the overpayment. It is available but narrow, and not a substitute for claiming within the 4-year window. Now, here is the part that matters most for people who are not self-employed and who have never filed a tax return, because the refund process for employees is different, and the route many people take is the wrong one. If you are employed under PAY and you believe you have overpaid tax, HMRC will in many cases automatically issue a P800, a tax calculation letter, if their records show you paid too much during the tax year. A P800 is not a refund itself. It is a notice telling you what HMRC calculates you are owed. If a P800 arrives and shows a refund is due, you can claim that refund online through your personal tax account at gov.uk, and the money typically arrives within 5 to 21 days by bank transfer. If the P800 shows you owe additional tax rather than a refund, the same process applies in reverse. HMRC typically processes online refund claims within 5 to 21 days, while postal claims can take up to 8 weeks in 2026. You can track progress through the personal tax account or the HMRC app. The problem is that HMRC does not send a P800 to everyone who overpaid. Their records are based on the information they receive from your employer, your
bank, your pension provider. If their records show the correct tax was deducted, even though it was not, because a wrong tax code was applied that HMRC itself issued, a P800 may not arrive at all. The refund does not automatically follow. You have to initiate it. If you are an employee and you have not received a P800, but believe you overpaid because you changed jobs, worked multiple jobs simultaneously, received irregular income, or had a gap in employment, the route is to check your personal tax account at gov.uk, review the income and tax figures shown there against your own payslips and P60s, and contact HMRC on 0300 200 3300 if there is a discrepancy. If the discrepancy confirms an overpayment, HMRC can initiate the refund from that conversation or direct you to the correct claim form. For work expenses, costs you incurred in the course of your employment that your employer did not reimburse, the claim form is a P87 if your expenses were below 2,500 pounds in the tax year. Above that threshold, a self-assessment tax return is required to claim the relief. The P87 is submitted online through your personal tax account or by post. Common qualifying expenses include professional subscriptions to bodies recognized by HMRC, tools and equipment required for your job and not provided by your employer, and uniforms or protective clothing that your employer requires you to purchase and maintain. There is one situation I want to address specifically because it is generating overpayments right now, actively, in July 2026, not in a past tax year but on current payslips. High-income child benefit tax charge. If you or your partner receives child benefit and either of you has adjusted net income above £60,000, the charge claws back some or all of the child benefit received. Above £80,000, the charge equals the full amount of child benefit received, meaning you effectively receive no net benefit. If either partner earns above £60,000 and child benefit is still being paid
in full without any adjustment to tax codes or any self-assessment return being filed to account for the charge, an underpayment is accumulating. But the reverse situation, where someone registered to pay the charge, stopped receiving child benefit, or had their income fall below £60,000, but is still having the charge applied through their tax code, creates an overpayment that will not correct itself without a direct update to HMRC. If your income has dropped below £60,000 this year, due to a job change, a reduction in bonus, or any other reason, and you are still having a high-income child benefit tax charge applied through your tax code, contact HMRC on 0300 200 3300 to have the code corrected. The adjustment will stop the ongoing overpayment, and any amount already overpaid in the current tax year will either be refunded through the payroll or addressed through a P800 after the year end. Now here is the warning I need to include because it is costing people a significant portion of the refunds they are entitled to, and it is entirely avoidable. While many third-party tax rebate websites claim they can speed up the refund process, they often take a 30% cut of your money and fees. You do not need them. The safest and most efficient way to secure a tax refund is through official HMRC channels. A refund claim submitted directly through your personal tax account at gov.uk or by calling HMRC on 0300 200 3300 costs you nothing. A claim submitted through a third-party claims management company, many of which advertise aggressively online and through social media, typically costs between 25% and 40%.
Is not complex. Log into your personal tax account at gov.uk. Check the income and tax figures shown for the years you believe you overpaid. If a refund is shown as due, claim it online. If the figures look wrong, call HMRC on 0300 200 3300 with your national insurance number, tax code, and payslips to hand. If the refund relates to a pension withdrawal, complete the appropriate P55, P53Z, or P50Z form, all available at gov.uk. None of these routes require a third party. None of them should cost you a percentage of what is already your own money. So here is the complete picture and what to do with it today. The 4-year refund window means the 2022 to 2023 tax year, which ended on the 5th of April 2023, must be claimed by the 5th of April 2027. That deadline is 9 months away. If you changed jobs, had gaps in employment, received emergency tax on a pension withdrawal, or had any irregular income in that year, check now. Log into your personal tax account at gov.uk and review the income and tax paid figures for each of the open years, 2022 to 2023, 2023 to 2024, and 2024 to 2025. Compare those figures against your P60s and payslips. If there is a discrepancy that suggests overpayment, initiate the claim through the personal tax account or call 0300 200 3300. If you have made a pension withdrawal in the last 4 years and never received a refund, check which of the 3 pension refund forms applies to your situation, P55, P53Z, or P50Z, and submit it directly at gov.uk. If a P800 has arrived and you have not yet acted on it, claim the refund online through your personal tax account. The money arrives in 5 to 21 days. And do not use a third-party claims company. The refund that belongs to you does not need to be shared with an intermediary. The process to claim it yourself is free, takes less than 30 minutes in most cases, and puts the full amount in your bank account rather than a fraction of it. HMRC is not going to ring you to
That money is waiting. The 4-year windows close on fixed dates. The unclaimed £821 million from the 2023 to 2024 tax year alone demonstrates the scale of what goes uncollected when people are not told where to look. You have been told where to look. Act on it today. If this video helped you, share it with someone who changed jobs recently, made a pension withdrawal, or has never checked their tax account. One share could put real money back in someone's pocket. Subscribe to HMRC Update if you are not already here. I will